Good evening, race fans. Welcome to CRN's live coverage of the Pit Road Speed Limit Racing Series and an early happy 4th of July to everyone out there, because tonight we are going patriotic schemes for a lot of the cars out here tonight, and that's important for a couple reasons. One, you get to see a lot of cool new paint schemes out there, and you get to decide which one is the best one, as there's going to be a few votes out here tonight. We'll do 4, 4, and 4. There's going to be 12 different drivers you're going to be voting on, so we'll do a group of 4, another group of 4, another group of 4, until we find our winner here tonight, that you out there in Sierra Nation get to decide who has the best patriotic paint scheme out there. Carl Hamworth joined in the booth by Jimmy Covert. Jimmy, 80 laps here at Charlotte. Should be a good one.
Yeah, Charlotte's usually always a pretty decent track, and I've seen a lot of drivers out there kind of practice as they're getting set up, kind of pushing their limits and trying to find that sweet spot for that throttle input coming off some of them corners, and losing it a little bit, maybe having a little bit of fun prior to the race here. But definitely have a good amount of drivers out here tonight as well. So got 26, so we got 19 drivers that have qualified at the moment, and a few that have not. So we'll see if they get out there and put a time in. If not, they'll be starting from the back of the pack. Right now, just to kind of give you guys a heads up, it does look like Dylan Jacobs is going to be your provisional pole sitter with Tiffany Ellis on the outside. So Tiffany doing extremely well at the beginning of this, throughout the season so far, sitting on that front row yet again there in the number 9. So see how well she can turn this one around tonight. So, but yeah, Carl talked a little bit about some paint schemes, so we'll go ahead, and once those are up for a vote, we'll focus a little more on those, so you guys can get some great shots of what those cars look like and who they are. And we'll let those votes go through, and then we'll get our next set of drivers paints, and then another set, because we got a lot of paints out here. So you can vote each time, and we'll just start narrowing them down, and we'll get a winner. I know there's 15 viewers out there at the moment, so please put your votes in. If you take the time out here to support your drivers, and at least you can do is give them a little vote and see the fantastic paint schemes, because there is some good ones here tonight. You'll even see some good ones that maybe not be in the running as well, but yeah, it's definitely going to be a great race. But practice is over and qualifying is officially in. So we'll go ahead and we'll clear this out right now, and we'll go ahead and bring up those qualifying results here tonight. And your pole sitter officially is going to be Dylan Jacobs, Tiffany Ellis on the outside row, as mentioned. Then we got Josh Duncan, Justin Potts for row number 2. Row number 3 is going to be Brian Roy with Austin Smith. Row number 4 is going to be Jay Mona with Bernie Reyes. Row number 5, Michael Garcia with Thomas O'Connor. Row number 6, Ron Millen with Cody Hamler. Row number 7, Austin Wells with Matthew Hake. Row number 8, Kent Weiss and Kelly Akron. Row number 9, Dylan Emerson and Cody Brewer. And then back a little bit farther in the pack, of course, that'll do that for me. We'll go ahead and bring those up. Switch over there on row number 10, going to be TJ Hanley and Joshua Smith. Will O'Connor and Richard Covington Jr. back there on row number 11. Row number 12, Charlie Stafford and Kyle Emerson. Bruce Spencer and Chris Ledford back there on road number 13. So 26 driver field here tonight at Charlotte for 80 laps. So it should be a good one. It's obviously a great race. I know a lot of drivers get the opportunity to come here as it's one of the free tracks, I guess, per se. But the next gen car, not the free car, but this is the car that everybody wants to drive, especially if you're in love with NASCAR. This is the current car that they're using. So, who doesn't want to be a NASCAR driver, right, Carl?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, this is where everyone starts here. There's certainly more often than not, it's in the street stocks here, a little bit faster tonight with the next gen cars. But we'll go ahead and working on getting the first group of drivers up there for your favorite paint schemes. So while they're going around the track, we'll get them up here, but we'll wait till we actually get this race underway, because I know it usually gets a little fun those first couple laps here, especially at Charlotte. So I want to thank everyone out there for joining us here tonight. If you haven't done so already, hit that thumbs up, hit that subscribe, and get you in touch with everything that CRN has to offer as we're getting ready for, again, 80 laps here tonight. And we're getting to the meat of the schedule as well. This is race number 6 now through through the 14 regular season races, so almost halfway through the regular season, getting to that point where you gotta start figuring out, can I get a win here in this season to get myself in the chase, or am I gonna have to point my way in? Well, either way, it's time to go racing here at Charlotte, and it is gonna be. I think it should be a fun one. I know sometimes it can get a little bit maybe too overconfident some of the drivers, but we'll see which ones show up here tonight. Pace car is in. Green flag is out.
Caution?
I believe. No. Looks like we are going to extend the caution by 1 lap, so it's now going to be 2 laps to green. So we're going to rack them up here just a little bit longer. So in the meantime, we'll go ahead and put up that first vote then on the poll here, and it's going to be group number 1, which is your favorite paint scheme. As we got, of course, I hit it, I lose it on my side, but it's going to be the 21 of Richard Covington, the 08 of TJ Hanley, the 89 of Justin Potts, and the 18 of Thomas O'Connor. So which of those paint schemes do you like the most? Put your votes in there, and we'll let it go until about lap 15. Then we'll get our second group going up there, and then our third group, and then we'll have the 3 winners. You'll have to vote on which one of those 3 winners you think is the best. So 3 different groups here tonight. 12 drivers throwing their name in the hat here. So who's going to win the race? Who's going to win the best paint scheme? We're going to find out here either way by the end of at least 80 laps. But I think a lot of times here, Jimmy, a lot of times it doesn't exactly end under regulation at Charlotte.
Yeah, no, sometimes it does not. Obviously, the drivers being pretty, well versed and confident with this track. But first on the screen was Richard Covington Jr. Now on the screen is TJ Hanley in the number 8, and then Justin Potts up here in the Potts graphics, number 89, and then the 18 of Thomas O'Connor in the M&M's machine. And I think out of this group here, Carl, I'm voting for the M&M's machine. I'm a snack cat type of guy, so looking good there with the peanut with the American hat there as the holiday is coming up. But the 5 of Dylan Jacobs on the loud pedal and out to a fantastic start as he stretches it out here early over Tiffany Ellis there in P number 2. And kind of one thing that drivers can do here early, Carl, is push, get in the wall.
We did just see that.
and push too hard. And as TJ Hanley, one of the cars up for voting here, finds himself in the wall there. So good thing I got a chance to get his car on camera before it was bent up a little bit, and bent up
a lot of bit right there. Now there goes the hood up. Hopefully you can see, but unfortunately no caution coming out here on the track. Yeah. So that's going to be a tough one for him, for sure. Meatball flag for TJ. It looks like Charlie Stafford, Bruce Spencer, not taking the green flag here tonight. But Dylan Jacobs did. He got a great jump on the start of this race, but the field is going to reel him back in. As you see, TJ Hanley trying to make his way down the back stretch with that hood flapping up and down. Hopefully he can at least see heading into turn number 3. But Jacobs, Ellis, Potts, Reyes, and Duncan for your top 5. Then you got O'Connor, Handler, Roy, Millam, and Garcia for your top 10, as looks like Hanley will be able to make it back to pit lane. He'll be able to get that faster pair in use. Did get a black flag entering. Of course he did, just a little insult to injury on that. But either way, Dylan Jacobs leads the way by 0.3 seconds.
0.3 seconds, it can come and go. So just out there getting a pretty decent run right now, and trying to show these cars a few times here so everybody gets a chance to get a vote in here as we get this thing going. And obviously the drivers kind of going all over the place. Obviously the number 21 still out there, Thomas O'Connor, and the number 18 M&M's machine. Justin Potts up here, the number 89 Potts graphics. And Richard Covington Jr. back here in P number 14. Where'd he go? There he is. He's blinking behind me. So, but in the lows, number 21, Power of Pride, Cobalt machine. So looking pretty good. All the machines, good paint schemes for these drivers right now. So, but we'll go back to the action here, go to see what everybody's doing, and you can see the drivers kind of starting to filter out a little, mostly single file. We still got some side-by-side action, like back here with number 82 and 19 machines, still sporting some holiday colors as well. You'll see a lot of flags and colors, and just kind of sport and great paint schemes that the drivers took the time to paint here for this race. So just a little bit of pride, no matter what country you're from. It's always fun to paint up a vehicle and support whatever you're like.
And for anyone out there, spoiler alert, I should say first, but the U.S. soccer currently winning right now 1-0 in the first round of the knockout stage here in the World Cup as well. Yeah. World football, not American football. Exactly. They're doing a good job. Hopefully moving on here, but yeah, as mentioned, this is only Group 1. There's going to be 2 more groups of votes out there, and so there'll be 8 more drivers that you can vote on. But to vote, you have to get in there and you have to vote for one of those drivers. Typing it in there and letting us know who you like is not enough. You have to actually vote so we can see who has the most percentage out there. So hit that like, hit that subscribe, and hit that vote for group number 1 here, as we'll let up there for about 6 more laps around lap 15. We'll shut this one down. We'll get group 2 up there and start voting on that one as well. But right now, there's no vote at the front. It is Dylan Jacobs leading the way. Starting to stretch out here just a little bit, about 3/4 of a second right now ahead of Tiffany Ellis. Justin Potts, Josh Duncan right now in the third, because it looks like Bernie Reyes going for a bit of a ride through the infield grass on the front stretch again. No caution as he's doing a little lawn maintenance here on the front stretch, and he's gonna get it to the apron. He'll get it back going here, but man, another situation here where another car towards the front of the field is taking a ride, and now we will get a caution flag as we have another incident. Garcia. So I'm not sure what happened to Michael Garcia. Looks like Cody Hanna, Thomas O'Connor involved in this one as well.
I see some smoke up there in front of Garcia as the 77 kind of was sideways. So we'll go ahead and we'll take a look at Josh Duncan, what happened, but comes down across after the fact and gets into the 64 and 19. And then the 19 going for a ride. That's Cody Handler up in front of the beautiful number 18, putting that one in the wall. So don't let it deter your votes, folks. The paints were beautiful at the start, but a few of them still scaving by here as the yellow flag is out here on this one. And we'll go back live and we'll take a look at all the drivers that are in the vote here while they're under caution. Get a good chance to take a look here as some of the people that are in the voting here. The number 89 of Justin Potts and for Potts Graphics you have, and then you got the number 21 of Richard Covington Jr. and the Lowe's Power of Pride. And then you have the number 18, Thomas O'Connor, M&M's machine there, kind of runkled up, so maybe some crunchy M&M's. And then you have TJ Hanley back there, and the THD Designs, number 08. Always a beautiful machine as well. Nice chrome, red, white, and blue color there for TJ.
Trying to get through, excuse me, my admin duties on my side and then make sure we seeing who actually caused that incident here. But a tough one here. Certainly a few cars involved in that one, and even some meatball flags getting tossed around. So we'll get this all cleared up. We'll get the cars back out there. We'll finish up the vote here as well for group number 1. So make sure again you get that vote in here. We'll have group number 2 coming up momentarily.
Beautiful track here tonight too. I just I don't know, it's something about this track, even on iRacing, just the detail, the level of detail for is even as far behind as iRacing is with some of the graphics. This place always looks fantastic. I mean, I guess it does help that I'm cranking up some of the graphics to a little bit farther detail than some of these drivers would, as frame rate is really not my focus. I don't try to shoot for like 10 frames a minute or a second, or 10 minutes, yeah, 10 frames a minute. I bet like 10 frames a second, but you know, I'm still floating around like a good solid 95, 80, you know, 95 to 100 frames a second here, turning some things up, getting them shadows to look nice. I think that was one of the biggest things that was bothering me. Not much said by the fans until, you know, it just pointed them out, but the shadows used to look like Legos until I figured out what was causing that, and some research and some others on the iRacing service were able to kind of help make it pointed in the right direction. But as the vote comes down again for those votes here for the front here, again, we'll just take another look at number 89 of Justin Potts, the number 21 of Richard Covington Jr. in the Lowe's machine, and then you got the Thomas O'Connor. Come on, he's down here in the pits, got that M&M's machine all cleaned back up again at number 18, and then TJ Hanley back here in the 08. So if you haven't gotten your vote in, please get your vote in. We're going to have 3 cycles of votes, like Carl said, and then we'll go ahead and maybe we'll get those last 3 together and get the overall winner out of each of those series, so we can get in who has the best paint here tonight. Voted by you, voted by all the fans, and so keep it up there.
Yeah, man, if you bring it up on your phone, it should be up there automatically. I'm seeing it directly right there on my phone. So I'm not sure why it's not showing up for you there, Barry. But we're gonna go ahead and end the first vote as we're back underway, and it is gonna go to the 18 of Thomas O'Connor for the first round of voting, and again we'll get the next round of voting up here momentarily, but to be back underway and already messing around too wide and getting quite great here right away.
Yeah, back here with Michael Garcia back in 9th place at the moment, and running a little bit higher line. You can see number 24 hitting that apron a little bit, sending him wide, pushing Garcia up towards the wall, maybe a little scraper slowing him down, but now Garcia's got some damage, and the number 71 going for a ride. That's Chris Ledford. To see the smoke flying here, another good painted machine there, number 71, but yeah, another yellow flag coming out here as this one flies. 71 involved there. I see Chris Ledford right here. You can see him all skim around, but it looks like the 83 coming down, clipping the 25 that stacks to 71, and then obviously a few others. It looks like TJ Hanley not being able to catch a break here tonight at all. There's another one involved, the 08 going around yet again. The 8 just now having trouble even getting things going, so going to back it down off that banking, see if he can do a little better there, and is able to get that thing going straight. So yeah, Carl, tough break for TJ, just not being able to get caught off camera here tonight, whether it's for paint votes or cautions.
Well, speaking of votes, I got the second round of voting up there. So, Jimmy, if you want to give everybody a rundown of the second voting while I take a look at the incident here and dissect it on my side.
While Carl does his admin duties, we'll go ahead and look at the drivers that are on the list here. Your first one up to look at here tonight for your second round of voting is going to be Dylan Emerson in the Miller Lite machine. Who doesn't like a good Miller Lite? I know I like a Miller Lite, so that one's a good one for myself. And then you got the number 48 of Joshua. Where's he at? Let's see, please. It's Joshua Smith. Where's he at? Is he out there? There he is. It's in the 76. So he's in the number 76 American. 250 years celebrating our freedom here. Well done up machine there. You can see in God we trust machine 76, the American flag in the number and everything. And then you have the number 77 of Josh Duncan. Where's he at? There he is. Number 77, Goodwrench machine, red, white, and blue. It's always good to see Goodwrench out there in some way, shape, or form. Usually in a black and white type of scheme, but out here looking good in the American colors. And then you have the number 88 of Cody Brewer. And he would be sporting the Forum Energy. So that's your 4 drivers for this round. So again, the 88 of Cody Brewer, the number 77 of Josh Duncan and the GM and the Goodwrench Service Plus. The number, I said 48, but he's like 78, I think. Josh Smith, no, he's 76, excuse me, in the 250 years American machine. And then the 6 of Dylan Emerson. Miller Lite. Like I said, me personally, if I had to choose one, I'm going Miller time. Just saying.
But Miller and M&M's. That's the so far. That's what Jimmy's going for. He wants his snacks and his drinky drinks to wash down the snacks. I like it. I like the way he's thinking here so far. Well, either way, we're going to get this thing back underway. We'll keep this vote up until, well, hopefully we get some green flag running here, but we'll keep this vote up until lap number 25, and then we'll drop that one and bring up the third round of voting for the final 12 drivers and get this thing a little bit closer to determining who is going to win the best looking paint scheme out there, who's going to win this race as well. Right now, Tiffany Ellis is going to lead them back to the green flag here tonight. Justin Potts on the outside, Brian Roy, Richard Covenant Jr., Joshua Smith, your top 5 as Ellis back on the loud pedal. We're back to racing here at Charlotte.
Yeah, and off away she goes, gets a fantastic jump over the field here, get that clean air on the front as they head down into turn number 1. And right behind, obviously, Potts and Roy is battling side by side. See Richard Covington Jr. blinking out there behind, sitting in heat number 4. Joshua Smith sitting in 5th, trying to get that machine up there up front. American Pride trying to maybe wishing for 250 laps, Carl. That'd be a long, long race, probably close enough to be the 600. But it's a fantastic track, and that's kind of one of the reasons why they run those that 600 here. It's just a lot of history, a lot of American, a lot of history, a lot of NASCAR history here at this track, and a lot of drivers live close to this track. So there's definitely a lot going on here for Charlotte, but some fantastic racing. And obviously, I don't know if this car is on the list, and I don't think so, Carl, but kind of come back to my snacking snacks here. And if I can,
Jimmy had dinner here tonight, folks.
Yeah,
just throwing that out there.
I had a sandwich. But come on, Carl. I mean, check this one out. Who doesn't like a bomb pop?
You got me. You're right. I'm sorry. I don't know why I ever don't trust your judgment. I apologize. I'm sorry, but yes, I agree. Certainly good looking paint scheme, but there's gonna be a bomb right in front of the bomb pop number 60 there, and we're gonna have ourselves another caution.
And single through wide. It was just happening right behind. It looks like the 24 getting involved there. Will O'Connor and send him across the grass as some cars getting chased down through for some more lawn maintenance here. And I see
simultaneous thing,
a lot
right in front of the 60 there as well. It was actually 2 that almost happened exactly at the same time. And of course, right there, the 18 on Thomas O'Connor going flying through there again. Yeah, it looks like the 1 comes down and starts one of them, and then we got a couple incidents here. Unfortunately, both at the same time.
Yeah, there's just a lot going on, and out of all of them, I don't even see Kent Weiss on this. But we're going to go ahead and hit this yellow flag here, see what happened with the 1. It looks like right there in front, the 76 and 82 kind of get together, but then the 1 and the 6 get together right there in front of the bomb pop, the bomb machine, and getting involved there. So camera time, maybe the drivers checking out Pate from the broadcast, Carl, and you look away from the screen just for a second and you find yourself sideways. The votes will be over soon, guys.
Yeah,
but make
maybe
sure
a
we're
warning call
driving
to drivers.
straight.
Like, if you take out another car that you're going up against for in the vote, we're still going to show it. It's still viable, so you can't take them out of the vote. Okay.
No way removing the driver out of the vote. But Carl, now kind of looking at I put up the tower for everybody out there. It kind of just show when your favorite driver might have pitted, right? So you got a few drivers that have not pit. You have some drivers that come in at like lap 11. Now you have a good chunk of drivers come in at lap 23. This thing is just over a quarter of the way done. It's probably a perfect time to kind of come in and get fresh tires. So there's going to be a lot of changes for the cars out there with different sets of tires. Tires are big here at Charlotte, and you can gain some good ground, especially for some early pitting and whatnot. But this race, when you start having cautions, it kind of throws in getting that mindset. Now you start thinking, when should I come in and pit? Do I have a fast repair to get rid of some of the meatballs that you see up on the screen? I see one for Bice and one for Will O'Connor. So you just kind of try to get out there and get this thing done, and you got to put yourself in a position. Right now they're looking for that green flag run to actually get it to the end, but obviously just a lot of excitement out there. It's getting close to that holiday. They're looking for them fireworks at the finish line.
They're creating their own fireworks right now is really the problem, and trying to see if either the cars, looks like unfortunately Will O'Connor somehow got disconnected, and looks like he's trying to get back into the session here as well. So I guess insult on top of injury there for sure for the 24, but either way, we'll get them grouped back up here, and once they get this thing back going here, we'll end this vote and get to vote number 3 for a final 4 drivers in the voting here tonight.
Yeah, we'll go through and hit those up one more time here. You got the 6 of Dylan Emerson up there in Miller time, red, white, and blue for America, and then you have the Joshua Smith and Austin. Yeah. So many names. There he goes. The 250, number 76, America. Josh Duncan. Okay. A good wrench machine. And then Cody Brewer. Number 88. Forum Energy.
Apologize. Looks like the Joshua Smith in there as the incorrect number. He's actually the 76 here tonight. So if you like Joshua Smith, just vote for Joshua Smith one way or another, and he'll get your votes. But looks like enough people already are voting for Joshua Smith, as we're going to get this thing back underway. Green flag back in the air, and we'll go ahead and end the voting right now. So Joshua Smith winning the second round of voting on this one, as man, heck of a jump here for the 6th Dylan Emerson. Not sure what happened on this restart, but it's clearly caught everybody napping on this one.
Yeah, a little bit of nap going on back here, trying to see who was involved. Was it because caution came out really quickly? Green flag, yellow flag. It's like like red light, green light going on here at Charlotte here tonight for the drivers. I'm not quite sure what happened. See him?
I see. No, that's the previous incident. Yeah, I mean, I see Bruce Spencer jumped into the pits, so maybe something happened to 43.
Trying to go back to the field here.
Yeah, just kind of watch the restart and see if anybody bungles it up here. Just watch from somebody that's towards the back of the field here and see where the checkup is, because clearly the 6 got out and away in there. Maybe he just kept going once the yellow flag came out, but I didn't see anything directly on my side, so we'll take a look at this here one more time.
Here's Richard Covington Jr. in the back of the line as they cross the start-finish line. I don't see anything. TJ Hanley wasn't caught up yet. Will O'Connor's still in the pits. I mean, I don't see nothing. I have no idea.
Yeah, it looks like this was an admin thrown caution, so maybe they
there we go.
they just need to get everything kind of squared away and get back together. So
Round them up, folks. Round them up.
Hey, maybe we had a comp caution here tonight at Pit Road Speed Limit Racing. We just didn't know about it here on lap number 27.
Hey, comp cautions always bring the drivers back together and kind of like a soft reset. You know, obviously they're not going to start back at 0 and start the 80 laps over again. You know, we're already 30 laps in and we've still got plenty of great racing that can happen here. Obviously, they put on the great fans out there for a show. So hopefully we can get some green flag laps in so you can see your favorite driver move through the field. Obviously 17 viewers out there, fantastic, and it's always great. My Sunday nights, my Monday nights, and Wednesday nights are always filled with plenty of awesome fans, and it's always good to see everybody out there interacting. Always a huge shout to Kathy and Brandon and Barry and everybody else at Tasha as well. So just you guys make the broadcast. It's fun to kind of see over and see everybody rooting and whatnot. So if I haven't gotten your favorite driver up there, you can make sure you let me know up there in the chat as well. I do like to get a chance to look through and see what people are saying. It gives us some talking points if I'm running out of stuff to say sometimes. As I can sometimes ramble as looking at my foods and my beverages on the track.
Yes. He's hungry and thirsty right now, folks. Well, if you're hungry for a third vote, you got it up there right now. As group number 3 is up there right now, and you got the 9 of Tiffany Ellis, the 25 of Kelly Akron, the 83 of Matthew Hake, and the 71 of Chris Ledford are your 4 in group number 3. The winner of this group will join Thomas O'Connor and Joshua Smith in the final vote to see who you think has the best paint scheme out there here tonight. So certainly want to send a shout out and a thanks to all the drivers out there. Whether they paint these cars themselves, whether they have a painter that gets out there and paints the cars. Certainly, I know quite a bit of cars here in the series get painted by like Tiffany Ellis and by TJ Hanley, but I know there's quite a few that do their own paints as well. So it takes a lot. It takes as much practice as getting ready for a race, and certainly getting ready for pit stops, as we seen in the CSRL race last time up here earlier on here tonight. But it's time to go back to racing, and it's Miller time at the front right now for the 6th Dylan Emerson. This time looks like we will stay green. We'll see until they get through turn 1. I guess we could say it's now officially back to green flag, Jimmy.
Yeah, it's staying green this time here, and the 71 of Chris Ledford, one of your drivers, up for a good paint scheme. It looks like somebody hand drew that one, Carl. It's fantastic. Love to see the detail when somebody goes in and does things like that. That's by far way more time than I would ever have put in a car. But I've taken hours. Actually, I've taken days putting cars together. But that right there is one of them. Number 71 of Chris Ledford. And number 25 is up here as well, and that is Kelly Akron. Sitting, is falling a little bit. He's back here in 14th right now. That's the number. Another red, white, and blue 250-year anniversary machine. Got the eagle on the back. Very good-looking machine. And then you have, can't forget, our lone Canadian out there supporting their country as well. So Tiffany Ellis there, and that number, beautiful number, red, black and red, number 9, Forces Canada. So a great-looking car there as well. And then you have Matthew Hake, the 83. Was down in the pits, so I was trying to get some quick shots of him there. He's a little banged up, so he's in the number 83 Cheddar's machine.
That's part of the paint scheme. The damage is part of the paint scheme, Jimmy. We'll go with that.
Yeah, so definitely a decent looking machine there. Sitting in the pits, just not on the track at the moment, but out on the track, leading the way. Number 6, Dylan Emerson, trying to get a win here tonight. and Austin Smith in that number 33 machine Snap-on. They're just doing a fantastic job getting up there. And team number 2, Tiffany Ellis, still hanging up there in the top 3 as well. Bernie Reyes Jr. in number 27 sitting in 4th in that Whataburger machine. I'm kind of partial to an orange car, Carl, so let's go number 27 here tonight. And then you got Jay Monin and Ron Millam fighting side by side here. As the number 91 Tops machine, another great looking paint. It wasn't in the running, but if you like baseball, a collector of cards, this car does look real sweet. The thing that I remember about baseball or collective baseball cards when I was a kid was the old gum.
Yes,
gum in the
past. That was probably as stale back then as it is right now. It was never. I don't think it was ever fresh.
I don't think I've ever. The stalest gum ever.
The gum was made back in the 1800s, and the cards came out. I think the mid 1900s. But either way, definitely good old days with baseball cards, football cards, even NASCAR cards back in the day. It was certainly fun to collect them. I know Barry out there just recently brought over a big box of cards for Colton and Preacher. Actually, they were Tops cards as well. So it certainly makes sense. But we'll keep this vote up for another couple laps here. Lap 35. We'll drop this vote down, and we'll take a short little break for the love to hear around that halfway point, and then we'll get the final vote up for your final 3 drivers for the best paint scheme of the night here tonight. Little update in case you're wondering from over in the World Cup right now. The U.S. looks like they're about to advance here, just in stoppage time right now, 2-0. As the Whataburger, not sure what kind of corner that was right there, but. Yeah, exactly. It's a little burnt around the edges right now of that burger, but either way, gonna keep it going right now. Gonna drop to the back of the pack as it stands, though, and gotta keep this thing green.
Yeah, keep it green. We'll take a ride on board with number 82 of Brian Royce back in number 16 at the moment. He's got a themed machine on track as well here tonight, but. Trying to get up there. We've seen some good runs by Brian, and it just hasn't come together or gotten the luck to put that thing, up there up front for the end. So right now, trying to get this thing put back together. You can hear the drivers shifting, Carl. It's kind of different. You come out with these next-gen cars. I'm still trying to get used to it because I have 0 time in them. I have like 10 races that I have, and I think these cars, and they're just different. Just never cared for them too much ever since the Gen 6 car went away. But yeah, you hear them shifting a little bit more often. They got them sequential shifters in them, and not the old H pattern.
Yeah, we go from the Gen 6 to the Gen 6 gear. I guess is we can consider it that. But yeah, before we forget, we'll go ahead and end the poll here, and it looks like by overall popularity is going to be the 71 of Chris Ledford taking the third voting here. But Jimmy, we are at the halfway point now for tonight's 80-lap race. Took a little bit, we had a couple cautions in the first half, but it's about time to crank up all these beautiful looking cars. Give everyone out there in Sierra Nation a little love to hear it.
We'll love to hear it. We're going to come back here at lap 51, and as pit stops are happening for a few drivers down there, you can see Dylan Emerson and Cody Brewer down in the pits. Your leader right now is the number 33 of Austin Smith with the number 91 of Ron Millum, and P number 2 being challenged by Tiffany Ellis right there on the back bumper. So top 3 still running nose to tail. The new final vote for the favorite paint of the evening is up, and it is going to be Chris Ledford in the number 71, which was the hand-drawn machine here. And I'll go ahead and bring that up here real quick so everybody get another shot of that machine. And you had the number 18 of Thomas O'Connor. Where's he at? He's not on the track. That was the M&M's machine. And then you had the Joshua Smith on the number 48. Where is Josh? There he is. He's coming in the pits. He's in the 250th anniversary red, white, and blue machine. Coming into pits here for a pit stop and trying to get his what might be their last and final stop down to around lap number 54. And you can see a little bit of damage being taken there by that number 76 on your screen, trying to get back out there here for the night. But that's going to give the lead up to Tiffany Ellis at the moment. Start on the outside pole, now leading here over Jay Monin and then Ron Millum to follow. So a lot of drivers still getting out there, and there's another silver one still out there. So just some great paints. Obviously, all the drivers, nobody's a loser here. The paints look fantastic by everybody. Just trying to see what the fans prefer. Who's your favorite paint out there? Put those votes in there for Joshua Smith, Thomas O'Connor, number 18, M&M's machine. In the Thomas O'Connor, Joshua Smith, and Chris Ledford. Lead changing hands over there now up to number 67, Jay Monin, running out front in a PhD Designs machine, red, white, and blue. Got some flags going on there for that machine as well. So another sharp looking car. Just all the cars looking fantastic. As the sun has now started to set, the lights coming out, starting to make the paints pop. The lights kind of flicker and glimmer off each and every one. But you can see a lot of drivers, if I pull up the tower, are going to be going laps down here. You can see only 6 drivers remaining on the lead lap. And I'm sure those 6 drivers would love a caution, so they get the benefit of having the newest tires and still being out front, and the other drivers already pull out the pits. You see Ron Millum received a black flag for his either his pit exit or pit entry, so he's going to have to serve some extra time down in the pits. Josh Duncan down in the pits now. Justin Potts coming down into the pits as well, and that number 89 here tonight. We have 23 laps to go. Jay Monin is going to finally bring that thing down. It's going to pull the lead, give the lead back up to Richard Covington Jr. Taking them that later caution on lap number 24, being able to stay out there. But I do not think that he's going to have enough fuel to get to the end. But right now has a massive lead. You see Jay Monin and Brian Roy getting black flags for coming in to the pits here. So more pit entries being not executed correctly here tonight and being penalized. So who's going to, win the battle here tonight, not only on the track, but coming in and out of the pits. Richard Covington Jr. down in the pits right now. Kelly Akron coming down in the pits as well. The 08 of TJ Hanley. I have him. There he is. Currently in P number 3. So he was in lap number 27. So trying to get up there. Maybe possibly get a lap led here. But does look like he's coming around here. Turn number 4. So he will get, I think he's going to get 1 lap led here. So at least get that going here for TJ. He's had some bad luck at the beginning of this race, but able to get at least 1 lap lead here tonight, get that extra point, and a caution comes out. This could be the answer that TJ has needed to maybe get in and get back up there and get a chance to win. You see on the track there, you got 12 drivers, 11 drivers on the lead lap. So a break here maybe for the 08 being handed out here. So we'll see how this all handles out. But Dylan Jacobs was in on lap number 54, and then you got Austin Smith back there in third, and then Tiffany Ellis sitting in fourth. So they were just in just not very long ago, and then obviously you have a few drivers that came in after them. Richard Covington Jr. and Kelly Akron, they were in lap number 59, so they got a couple lap newer tires. This is going to stir things up here to the end. Could those couple extra laps be what's needed for these drivers to maybe edge out some of the front runners? But TJ Hanley getting a huge break here on this one, and they, you know, if anything, he'll be back there in the top 10. So great break there, being able to stretch out that fuel here and be one of the last ones to take that pit stop. So he's going to come in, get some fresh tires and all that stuff. You see some of the other drivers coming in as well. It's Cody Brewer, Bernie Hayes, Bruce Spencer, and kind of, well, they're not going to be able to get their lap back because they have drivers that already pit and they're already a lap down. So some drivers being trapped a lap down. Only one lucky dog here tonight, but that's going to give the lead back to Austin Smith. Tiffany Ellis back there in P number 2, so that number 9 running strong here tonight. Looking for another great finish and maybe even another win on the season.
Yeah, looking at the incident itself, it looks like Cody Brewer just kind of catching the apron a little bit out of 3 and 4, and unfortunately couldn't control that thing all the way through the incident, unfortunately, and ended up towing it back to pit lane. But yeah, big break for some of these drivers. Certainly the ones that just came in, they're going to stay out there to try and get that track position. But yeah, it's certainly no bigger than for the 08 to kind of get himself back up into the mix of this thing after the early issues, the early incidents for the 08. Now he's kind of right back in the mix. We'll see how it all plays out. We all gonna see how it's gonna play out here for the voting as well. I know we have 20. We had up to 20 people watching. We got 16 right now. We only got 8 votes. So make sure you get your votes in, because a very tight battle right now for the final vote to see who's going to have the best paint scheme of the night. So make sure, if you can, I know some people are having some issues seeing the vote for whatever reason, and maybe you just need to refresh your browser or refresh it on your phone and bring it back up. Make sure you get those votes in there for either the 18 of Thomas O'Connor, the 76 of Joshua Smith, or the 71 of Chris Ledford. I'm sure Jimmy will get those cars up there for you to see one last time here, and we'll determine who the winner is here with about 10 laps to go.
Yeah, we just had the 76 up there, now the 71 here, Chris Ledford. And yeah, I think this one here, you know, just the amount of detail on the car, you know, I don't know who came. Me and Carl were kind of talking about it. I'd love to hear it. I don't know who took the time to draw something up like that, or where they got it, you know, but to get the car to be displayed like it is kind of a small masterpiece. Thomas O'Connor unfortunately out, but that he was the number 18 Peanuts M&M machine, so kind of keep that in mind. Hopefully everybody got a chance to see him, as he's no longer on the track, in order to show an updated view. But again, coming down to the end here, we're down to 18 laps to go as the caution came out here. And right now, up front, Austin Smith, Tiffany Ellis, Austin Wells, Kyle Emerson, Joshua Smith, Josh Duncan, Richard Covington Jr., Kelly Akron, TJ Hanley, last one to come in, and is going to be sitting in P number 9. So the 8 looking pretty handy there when it comes down to who's got the newest tires out there. We'll see how this thing ends, though, as we get back under green. And number 33 of Austin Smith gets a nice jump. Tiffany Ellis gets a nice jump as well. 1-2 kind of out there. Then you got a lot of drivers, you know, falling right in line, single file here, trying to get things together, keep things close, but stay out of trouble. And we're single file all the way back to Richard Covington Jr. Well, almost Richard Covington Jr. You can see him too wide there with TJ Hanley and Josh Duncan there.
Well, the crazy thing is up at the front in the top 6 right now, big movers all the way through. I mean, Austin Smith up 5 positions, maybe not a lot, but Austin Wells up 10, Joshua Smith up 16, Kyle Emerson up 18, Richard Covington Jr. up 16. The only one that has been a little inconsistent here tonight is that 9 of Tiffany Ellis leading the way here for a few laps here tonight. I know she's one of the big painters here in the league. I know her paint scheme may not have made it through the cut of the first round. I know maybe some people out there looking for those red, white, and blue, but you have to understand for Tiffany, today is Canada Day for as far as I know. I know from our previous league in CSRL on Wednesday night, earlier in the night, they have a lot of Canadians in that league, and I believe they were saying that today was Canada Day. I don't know. I'm not Canadian, so I can't speak to it. But without having Google up on my side right now, that's why Tiffany Ellis has got the red and black machine out there here tonight, and a good looking paint scheme for as usual for Tiffany out there. But we need to find out who of the last 3 you're going to vote for. Again, we got Thomas O'Connor in the 18, the 76 of Joshua Smith, and the 71 of Chris Ledford, and there you go from Kathy Ellis getting the confirmation right there. It is Canada Day, so happy Canada Day to everyone out there, and you guys get to celebrate 3 days before us here in America, and hopefully you up there in the Great North get the celebration like we do with the fireworks and everything else like that. I'm not sure how Canada Day is celebrated, so maybe we'll have to go into that at some point with Tiffany and especially if we get her in for an interview. I mean, certainly having a good night here tonight as some cars getting into the wall here. Josh Duncan going to lose a bunch of spots here getting into the wall. The 808 of TJ Hanley starting to make some moves here, Jimmy, up to P7.
And the newer tires starting to shine through just a little bit. Got 12 more laps to go and a few more positions, obviously, sitting there in P number 6, so not far off. And the tires, like I said, are huge here. It allows you to get down to that inside, make those passes, and get the grip that you need coming off the corner. And he's going to get a good run here on Austin Wells, but they go side by side. They head down to turn number 3, but able to dive it in there just a little bit deeper and has them cleared. So he should be able to clear him. Nope, not quite. Austin Wells gets a good run on that outside, but he tagged the wall just a little bit, like getting that momentum going down here in the 1.
One of the cars we haven't been able to talk about too much since the beginning of this race had the pole here tonight, but the 5 of Dylan Jacobs comes in as your points leader, and kind of been an up and down day to say the least for the 5. I'm not sure if just getting back in that pack and getting off cycle and maybe getting involved in some issues that we didn't see. The 5 really hasn't been that much of a factor since the beginning of this race. Maybe trying to make a late charge here, pit on lap number 61, just like TJ Hanley, but having a little bit tougher time to get through the field. He came in as the points leader by 9 points over Justin Potts, Josh Duncan, Ron Millam, and Tiffany Ellis, top 5 in the point standings here so far coming in. And just a reminder to everyone, the winners here for the season, you got Josh Duncan, Justin Potts, TJ Hanley, Chris Bullard, and Dylan Jacobs. But we are going to have another car, and actually, sorry, not Chase Bullard, Tiffany Ellis. They're at Echo Park, but late caution here, and
82-25 getting together, and 27 getting on the wall again, and 25 almost caught the number 71 there. So it's spinning around. Does finally get that machine under control.
As Tasha mentions out there, we are 10 laps to go, and that is going to put an end to the voting here. Chris Ledford and the 71 is going to be your winner here for the best paint scheme here tonight. I think well deserved. Certainly a really, really good looking paint scheme for that number 71 here tonight. We're going to look at it here one more time, and whether you're American, whether you're a patriotic fan or not, I mean, just a buttload of work that had to have gone into that paint scheme here tonight. So certainly congratulations to Chris on that one. But yeah, late caution here with less than 10 laps to go. We're going to group them back up. And Jimmy, I said at the beginning of the race, we may be here for 80 laps, but very well could be here for a little bit longer than 80.
Yeah, just obviously you can be here a little bit longer. It's like I said, a lot of drivers they got the time on this track, right from the rip. If you're a new to the service or you're a veteran, you probably have hundreds to thousands of laps around Charlotte, being one of the first oval tracks that you probably venture to, whether it's in a street stock or an ARC car, and then maybe through the other series, the B series, the C series, which would be the trucks, B car, which would be right now the O'Reilly machine, or A series, which would be these next gen cars that they're driving here tonight. So, these drivers here, whether they're a little newer to the service or not, these is what's called the A licensed car. In order to drive these unofficial, you need an A license. There actually is a bunch of drivers out here without an A license. You got a lot of C and B drivers, licensed drivers officially, that are driving these, and we even have a D driver out there. So everybody, like I said, everybody wants to drive a NASCAR.
Well, we got the paint decided here, and who had the best paint scheme here tonight. Now we gotta decide who's going to be the best race car driver out here tonight, and who's going to get the win. Austin Smith, obviously, still your leader out here, and looking to get the win and crack through for the first time this season, I believe. Yeah, I just had to double check. I didn't think he got a win yet. So he's looking to get his first win of the season and lock himself into the playoffs. Tiffany Ellis looking to get 2 out of 3 after winning at Echo Park a couple weeks ago. And certainly one of the closest finishes that we've ever seen here on CRN, and even involving a DQ for going below the line to get her that win. Trying to get one officially here, but gonna have to get around the likes of Austin Smith. She's got 2-lap newer tires than Austin Smith, but she's got some drivers not too far behind her that got newer tires than she does. So not exactly going to be the easiest thing to finish this thing out tonight. So who you got? Forget the paints at this point. Who you got to win this race?
Let us know out there in the chat who you think the winner is going to be. Obviously, you have your front runners, which are usually your prime candidates, but it could be anybody. Anything can happen coming out of turn number 4. And you get down through the grass, so it's always interesting sometimes here at Charlotte.
Yeah, I had the pleasure of going to Niagara Falls, I want to say at least 4 times, maybe even 5 times, and I think one of the coolest experiences I've ever had. I'm a huge fireworks guy. I love going to any kind of fireworks show. One of the coolest ones that I've seen is being able to watch the fireworks from the Skyline Tower and in Niagara. Just something about seeing fireworks at eye level or even below you over the falls. If you ever have a chance, on top of the fact that they light up the falls with all different colors, as we're going to be under another caution here. Definitely a sight to see, but that's not a sight that some of the drivers involved in this incident here wanted to see at the end, but that very well could take us close to and maybe into overtime here tonight.
Yeah, I think it's going to at least give us the green-white checker attempt here, as it looks like Cody Handler, Austin Wells, Justin Potts, and Bruce Spencer all being involved back here. So we'll go ahead and try to take a look at what happened back here. It was already happening in front. As you can see, who was that? That was the 89, I believe. So we'll go ahead and check on Justin Potts. Yep, that's him. So we'll go ahead and check out this caution here from his point of view. We'll play this thing, see what happened right here, because it does look like he was coming up just a little bit. Still drifting up, still drifting up. The 10 kind of sneaks his nose in there, bounces off the wall, hits the 89, and then the 71 gets tagged. 60 nowhere to go, gets into the back of the 10, and then obviously looks like the 67 and 25 get together there a little bit. Sends the 67 down into the wall, off the screen. If y'all had triples, you'd see it. Well, no, because I'm not broadcasting that part. 19 getting a shot in the rear from the 43. 24 hitting the 43. It is hard to get these things slowed down. Sometimes I know as fans out there or drivers, you kind of wondering what people are doing or why you get hit when you're trying to avoid. It's so hard to slow down these machines. The brakes on them are not the best. We'll just put it that way.
Well, the other thing too is I don't know if they are or not, but to me at Charlotte here, when they go 2 and even 3 wide, they look so wide. The cars look so much bigger than what they kind of feel like they should be on these tracks. I feel like when you come in here with obviously like the trucks or even the O'Reilly cars, I feel like they're a little bit skinnier, and you feel like you can go 2 wide without any kind of issues. You can even go 3 wide and not feel too constrained. But here in these next gen cars, I don't know why, they just, maybe because they're just the design of them, they just look a little fatter, a little wider, and it makes them look just so much closer to each other, and it makes it a lot harder to obviously give room if they're too much closer to each other. But new leader out here is Tiffany Ellis, as Austin Smith was shuffled back there to 6th place. So now Tiffany Ellis has got control of the restart, and we are close to green-white checker, maybe an unofficial green-white checkered here. We'll take a look and see if we get the pace car lights out this time by.
Yeah, we'll be 3 laps to go this time.
Yeah, so lights are out on the pace car, so it'll be a green, white checkered here to finish this out. 3 laps to go right now, so it will be a green, white checkered, an unofficial one right now, and we still may be able to handle this thing under normal conditions and under 80 laps, but I don't know if we've seen the last one just yet. We'll see how this thing plays out. But now Tiffany Ellis has Richard Covington on the outside here. Joshua Smith, TJ Hanley in row number 2. So Hanley has got that 08 moving back up through the field. Dylan Jacobs there up into 5th. We got Austin Smith in 6th place right now, but has a black flag. So not sure how that's going to be handled here towards the end. Dylan Emerson, Chris Ledford, Josh Duncan, Kyle Emerson right now for your top 10. Green, white checker time. See if we can get this done in 80 laps, or if we're going to officially go to overtime here, as the pace car going to be making that left-hand turn in one more time. A little bit of cautions here tonight. Is certainly, it's been racy, to say the least. Some good-looking paint schemes, and some of them got tore up here a little bit, unfortunately. But we still need to decide the winner here tonight. Will Tiffany Ellis be able to grab her 2nd win in 3 races? Will it be a brand new winner here tonight? Will it be somebody else picking up their 2nd win? Either way, we're about to find out here. As the pace car is in, Tiffany Ellis will take them to the restart zone and be able to start when she wants to. As we head to the Echo Park restart zone, back under green here at Charlotte. Good restart here from the field. Ellis able to clear Covington heading into 1.
Down on a 1, she gets a decent start there and able to get out front, get that fresh air out there. She does have the oldest tires of the bunch though, Carl, and I wonder if that's going to affect the final few laps. You'll see some moves going on in the back here, trying to focus on the front, as obviously this is the deciding factor. They need to make it around here to the checkered flag here. Excuse me, the start-finish line for the white flag, and it does look like they will make it.
Yep, white flag in the air. 1 more lap to go. 1.5 miles for Tiffany Ellis to bring the 9 to victory lane on Canada Day. Can she do it? Get the 2nd win of the season. Richard Covington Jr. trying to do everything he can, running a bit higher of a line to try and get a good run off the corner. But he's going to have to really send it into turns 3 and 4. He does drive it hard, but catches the apron a little bit. It's not going to be enough. Tiffany Ellis is going to do it for her country here tonight. The 9 back to victory lane. Man, I'm sure she's wishing that every week is on these mile-and-a-half quad ovals. She just went 2 for 2 here on the season, winning 2 weeks ago at Echo Park, and now winning here at Charlotte. She's going to have to wait a little bit until we get to another mile-and-a-half quad oval, because there's no more on the schedule for her. So she's going to have to figure out a way to win on some of these other tracks here this season. We're going to keep it here at Charlotte for next week, because we are going to be at the Roval come next week. So we'll see if she can go back-to-back here just at Charlotte. But what a win here tonight for the 9.
Yeah, it's obviously good to see the 9 come up there and finish, start on the front row, able to get that win here tonight. Let's talk about some of these other drivers, though, Carl. We'll pull up the list here of the race results here, so you can see where your favorite driver has finished Richard Covington Jr. coming up through the pack, man. 20 positions to finish P number 2. And then Joshua Smith up 17 spots to finish up there in P number 3. So let me go back here so you can see the list. So TJ Hanley does get a break. That caught late caution helped him out tremendously, being able to finish in P number 4 in that 08. Fifth is going to be Dylan Jacobs. Sixth will be Dylan Emerson in the 6th. Josh Duncan in 7th. Then you have Chris Ledford in 8th, up 16 spots. Another great drive for Chris. Ron Millum up in P number 9. In 10th in the top 10 is going to be Kelly Akron. In 11th will be Justin Potts. 12th will be Austin Wells. Kyle Emerson up 10 spots in 13th. Brian Royal finished back in 14th. 15th is Austin Smith. Will O'Connor up a few spots as well here tonight in 16th. Then he had Cody Handler in 17th. Michael Garcia will finish in 18th. 19th will be Jay Monin. And then Bernie Reyes back there in 20th. Matthew Hake finishes back in 21st. Cody Brewer in 22nd. Bruce Spencer started in the back of the pack here tonight, so he got a few spots himself in P number 23. Kent Bice in 24th. Thomas O'Connor finishes back in 25th, and Charlie Stafford back in 26th. So congratulations to the drivers. Congratulations to all the paints out there. They looked fantastic, whether you were entered in the voting or not. But they all looked great on my side. So appreciate everybody giving us the show of the looks of the cars out there tonight. But again, congratulations to Tiffany Ellis, your race winner.
And thank everyone out there for tuning in here tonight. If you haven't done so already, hit that like and subscribe. Get you in touch with everything that Sierra has to offer. I want to thank everybody for voting here tonight as well for their favorite paint scheme. Definitely some great ones to choose from here tonight. Thank our sponsors here for the series as well, Axstrom and at Maximum Edge Graphics. But it's time to get some well-deserved interviews here tonight, and we're going to go ahead and start with our third place finisher, and that is going to be the driver of, can grab him, for some reason won't let me grab him. There we go. The driver of the 76 is going to be Joshua Smith, coming home in third place here tonight. Josh, certainly a good run for you here tonight. One of the drivers that we got to see with a with a good-looking red, white, blue paint scheme out there. What was it like? To me, it seems like these next-gen cars just seem bigger than maybe they should be, and going too wide here, even 3 wide, seems to get a little claustrophobic in my opinion.
Absolutely. Oh yeah. Especially coming out of turn 4 there, just running side by side, you can kind of feel the air getting pushed around, and a couple times there it was a little sketchy. We made contact, the 88 and I, coming off of turn 4 that one time, and I'm pretty sure he was getting loose just because that was on his left side quarter panel, making him loose coming out of the exit of turn 4.
So obviously, a few cautions here tonight, and you kind of need to pick and decide and try and figure out when is it going to be the last time I want to come into the pits. I don't think it was really necessarily coming down to a fuel mileage race at all. It was more, when can I come in there, make that last pit stop, have enough tires to try and fight this thing to the end.
Absolutely. Once I think the after the last big run, we all decided to go down and refuel and get some tires. And I will say, towards the end there, it was kind of a hard choice to stay out or not, just because of that tire wear. And then when you see people behind you, you start dropping in, you start getting nervous for sure. But yeah, there was no like gas issues or anything, fuel issues, like that was not a concern at all. It was just trying to stay glued to the racetrack.
Well, you started back there in 20th. You finished up in third here tonight. So certainly a nice charge through the field, through all the carnage here tonight. So congrats on the podium here tonight. Who do you want to give a shout out to or thanks to?
Just want to give a shout out to my mom and dad. They usually watch all my races. They stick to the rough stuff of it. I've had bad luck, but they've always watched me. So shout out to them. Shout out to Illy Motorsports. If you guys have any go-karting parts or issues, they're on eBay. So if you want to find them out. And huge shout out to you guys and to all the admin teams and everybody in the league for making this possible.
Well, wanted to say an early happy 4th of July to you. Certainly enjoy the festivities this weekend. We'll see you right back here in Charlotte next week for the Roval.
Oh yeah, that should be interesting.
Say less for sure. Well, that is going to be the 76 of Joshua Smith coming home in third here tonight. Second place here tonight is going to go to the 21 of Richard Covington Jr.
Hey, Richard, it's Jimmy Carlton, booth copy.
Yes, sir.
Hey, finally able to get that number 21 up here on the podium here tonight and had the opportunity to possibly get a win here, but seen that last ditch effort, try to send it in there and got a little bit of the curb, or not the curb, the apron ruining your momentum. So, you had to settle here for a P number 2 here tonight, but give us a little run of your race, man.
Well, I'm going to start it with, I started out tonight having computer issues, so I didn't get to qualify.
Well,
then getting caught up in all the wrecks and stuff that was going on in back, trying to get around people. And really I just had to do the best I could to work up. I had a fast car, so.
Well, definitely paying off here at the end and get yourself on the podium here tonight with a nice second place finish. Next week, your next time here, you'll be still at Charlotte, but next time at the Roval. How are you feeling about the upcoming week?
There's a shot that I don't even run at, but I'm gonna run it anyway. I need the points, so I'm gonna run it anyway. I might not do good, but it's anything's better than last place. So.
Yeah, it's always a rough one. It's going to be, a different animal. We're going to see who the road racers are out there for sure. So we wish you the best of luck next week. Congratulations here on tonight. But before we let you get out of here, I'll give you some time for any shouts on that number 21.
I'm going to start with you guys. Cody Handler, run the league. You guys do awesome broadcasting. Tiffany for putting on one heck of a run there. And everybody else, I mean, we did pretty good tonight, so I'd say, everybody did good. That's all I know.
Yeah, it was a great race to watch, great paint schemes. Again, congratulations on your finish. Hope to see you next week and talk to you, but if not, have yourself a happy 4th of July weekend, and we'll let you go celebrate with the friends and family.
Yes, sir. Same to you.
Yes, sir.
That is your second place finisher here tonight, the 21 of Richard Covington Jr. Top spot here tonight, Tiffany Ellis in the 9. Tiffany, we're going to have to figure out another track that you can do well at. Clearly, the 1.5 quad ovals you got down pat, but how does it feel to win on Canada Day here?
Pretty good. What a day it's been. Pretty fast car right there. Couldn't ask for more on that one. It's not a Mickey Mouse win this time.
Exactly. Don't need no DQs to get yourself a win this time.
Yeah, exactly.
How did it? I guess how did it feel to have that restart? I know you had a restart earlier on in the race where you were in the lead. You got to control the restart, so maybe a little bit of a practice for later in the race here, clearly. But you have the restart for the kind of the unofficial green-white checkered here at the end. It looked like you got an okay launch, but maybe not the best. I know you had a couple lap newer tires than older tires than Richard Covington Jr. So how worried were you?
I was actually pretty worried that I think he got aero tight behind me on those last laps. And when I kind of seen him fade away, I kind of calmed down. I was like, okay, this is good. I kind of stumbled on that restart big. And I actually held on to it, recovered, so that was pretty good. And I just got confident from there on out.
So, I mean, we talked about it at the beginning of the season, maybe not starting that well for the 9, and, to the point where we said maybe she's got to figure out a way to buy back the number 88 because it seemed like she was doing better than 88. All of a sudden, things started to change here a little bit, and you become the first 2-time winner this season.
Wow, that's something new I didn't know now. It feels pretty good. Switching to the 9 I think was the best thing I could have done. I was kind of tired of the 88 and needed to change, and started out bad, and here I am sitting in the top 5 now. Pulled myself all the way from the bottom, so we're on a pretty good run.
Well, listen, we had 2.5 mile ovals. We had mile ovals with Dover, and we had the 2 mile oval with Michigan. So I guess maybe we're not done with just straight up 1.5 miles. So maybe the 1.5 miles are still up your alley. You still got You still got Kansas coming up. You still got Chicagoland and Las Vegas. So you don't have the quad ovals anymore, but maybe some more mile and a halves. We can see that 9 up front, or are there other tracks on the schedule, like maybe next week at the Roval? How you feeling? I know some drivers are already wincing at just hearing the name.
I'm one of those drivers wincing at the Roval because I'm not too good there. That's for sure. I'd have to say Pocono is a pretty good one for me. Watkins Glen, I'm not too bad there. So if I can hold on there, I'll be pretty good. Kansas, Las Vegas, yeah, I can see me doing pretty good there. Those are up my alley a little bit. So we'll have to see.
Well, certainly a bit of a gauntlet over the next few races. The Roval and then Worldwide Technology is not exactly an easy oval course. Even Iowa can get a little difficult. So good luck on the next 3, and we'll see if you can get your third win or maybe your 2.5 wins. Since a little shade being thrown there from Josh Smith saying this is 1.5 wins for you on the season. But
Yeah.
Either way, it's one official one for sure.
One official one for sure.
and certainly no better time to do it than on Canada Day for you as well. So congrats on the win here tonight. Who do you want to give a shout out to or thanks to?
My mom and dad always watching. They were actually banging on the wall when I won, so it's good to hear that from them again. And the guys here racing, we've actually been having a couple good races here, so let's keep that up. And you guys for always putting on the greatest show on the broadcast. So yeah, thank you all.
Well, we appreciate that for sure. Congrats again on your first official win of the season, second one really on the season. We'll see if there's more to come. I mean, either way, you're locked
Hopefully
into the playoffs, and maybe save some more for those playoffs.
Yeah, some later in the season for sure.
All right, that is your winner here tonight. Tiffany Ellis in the number 9, getting it done here on Canada Day for her as well. Want to thank everyone out there for tuning in here tonight. That is going to be the last broadcast for us this week. We still got to wait until the July really kicks in here. Next week we'll have everything back into full swing. I believe Virtual Velocity Racing is going to be starting up their truck schedule next week, if my mouse will decide to work for me. July 9th will be the start of the VVR and Core GT doubleheader on Thursday night. So tune in next week for that. So again, an early happy 4th of July to everyone out there. Hopefully enjoy the weekend and all the festivities. But for myself and Jimmy from the Charlotte Motor Speedway, we'll see you at the track.
Peace.